Clearly, the top priority last night, jobs. We heard that from the president. He also said health care reform cannot wait, though it took him more than 30 minutes to discuss it last night. Does that send a different message that health care reform is going to take a back seat?
No, I don't think the fact it came after 30 minutes. Look, Robin, the beginning of the speech was to remind everybody, not to blame, but remind everybody what we had to do the first year. We inherited an economy that was a negative growth area, minus 6% GDP. We inherited an awful lot, and the president basically said, look, we had a lot to do, and now that we got things stabilized, we're a long way from home. Now's the time to really focus more on jobs. And part of the debt, controlling the debt, he pointed out, is getting control of healthcare costs. And that's one of the major initiatives that the president had when he started talking about healthcare in the beginning.
Said he had a lot to do, and that included bailing out the banks, which got a big reaction from everyone when he said he hated the bank bailout, that everybody did. But the anger seems really directed mostly at his economic team. And I don't have to tell you about the grilling that Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner took yesterday on Capitol Hill from both sides. I want to play a bit of that for you.
You had every opportunity to weigh in on behalf of the American people and make these people take a new deal.
I believe you're giving the committee lame excuses now. And my final question is, why shouldn't we ask for your resignation as Secretary of the Treasury?
The feeling is the Treasury Secretary did not do enough for the American people. True or false?
False. I've been sitting with Tim Geithner since January. He's weighed in constantly on behalf of the American people. And one of the things he did was we inherited a position where we had a bailout for the banks that wasn't going all that well. We made it transparent. We're collecting from those banks, and we're going to make sure that we collect all the money the taxpayers lent those banks. And some of the money that's being paid back, Tim is suggesting, and the administration, the president, we're suggesting, should now go to Main Street, to small banks, to help people there. And so I think the frustration for what happened last year with the banking industry and their, I don't know how to phrase it, but their lack of touch, these bonuses they're talking about exceed the tax that would exist to help pay back the American taxpayers. So I think there's a lot of frustration out there. The president acknowledged that, but we're focused on creating jobs now.
There was a moment last night, and we saw it in Jake Tapper's report, openly contentious, when the president openly criticized the Supreme Court, and especially in the decision on corporate funding of elections. And we saw Judge Samuel Alito, his response. He cringed, and he seemed to mouth the words, "Not true." Did the president go too far? Did he cross the line?
Let me tell you it is true. The president didn't question the integrity of the court or the decisions they made. They questioned the judgment of it. Here we are for the first time in over 100 years, we're equating a corporation with an individual and free speech. The problem is a lot of these multinational corporations are owned as much by foreign interests as they are by domestic interests. And now for the first time, you're going to have corporations, foreign corporations, being able to contribute hundreds of millions of dollars to determine the outcome of an election in the United States of America. I think it's an outrageous decision. And what he really said was not outrageous in that in fact these guys are bad guys, outrageous in terms of the way in which to read the Constitution and what constitutes free speech. And so what the president said was to the Congress, we got to fix this. The last thing we need going into this election is major oil companies, which have major foreign interest, or anyone else, I don't want to pick on oil companies, any major company, multinational company, being able to, with excessive amounts of money, influence the outcome of elections when we're trying to change the energy policy in this country so we're not dependent on foreign oil, and when we're trying to make sure we have a fair trade, not just free trade. I don't know. I think what the president was saying was, look, this was a big decision, a significant departure, a 5-4 decision. I think it was dead wrong, and we have to correct it. And so Congress and Senate, look at this, look at it, and help me change it.
Well, Mr. Vice President, thank you so much. We haven't seen you since the passing of your beloved mother, so I want to extend again our sincere condolences.
Thank you for the notes, by the way.
You're very welcome.
We're in good shape. Thank you very much.
Good to hear. Have a good day.